With that, let me take any questions.
How much are you going to spend? How big is the staff going to be? And what's your chances of getting this through?
Well, I think our chance of getting it through is very good. We right now, Mike, have the resources to run a very effective grassroots campaign. However, we're under no illusion that we will not be outspent. Matter of fact, we are prepared to be significantly outspent. We're going to raise as much as we can to fight this battle, but we don't have a set budget in mind, nor do we have a set dollar amount right now. But we are going to run a grassroots effort, and as it's blessed, we're going to continue to mount that charge all the way up to November 2.
It's been suggested to me that you could spend up to $2 million. Is that a realistic figure?
I hope you're right.
Well, is it realistic?
Yeah, I don't know if it's realistic right now. Right now, we do not have $2 million. We don't have $2 million in the bank. I know the other side is saying that we've already have that identified. We have the funds to run a very good grassroots campaign, a dynamic grassroots campaign that can provide office, that can provide staff, and that can engage a lot of volunteers throughout the state, which I think we're going to need to do in order to win this battle. Everything else, we're going to have to see what comes in, but I think a lot of people are going to take this serious. I'm going to encourage everybody to go to iowaforfreedom.com, sign up, donate, and let's get this job done.
Did the money come from Mr. Gingrich's group or from the Republican Governors Association to start this up?
Well, what we'll do, Kay, is that we'll abide by all the reporting laws that we have, and when we have that opportunity to report and meet those deadlines, then you'll see the resources that we've taken in as well as the resources that we've expended.
Can you tell us how the group is organized? Is it Statebacked 527?
You know, Craig, that's a really good question. And what it is, we've been in close consultation with legal representatives as well as with the Campaign Ethics and Disclosure Board, because quite frankly, something like this isn't done every day. So I believe right now the best I can answer that question is that either be established as a PAC or as an independent expenditure committee. I believe that's the way it will be, so we follow those reporting guidelines. But we're working very closely because we will be assured to dot all I's and cross all T's in this process.
Does the National Organization for Marriage pledge their support to your effort?
The National Organization for Marriage, I've only been in contact with one of their representatives, and that was on another issue. We talked briefly about this. Obviously, they're very supportive. That has not materialized into finances, though, as of yet.
Your original website was paid for by the American Association or American Family Association. Can you talk about their involvement?
Basically, what they knew that we were under a short timeline, and we had to get things up and going. So basically, yeah, they did help us provide the website to get up and running.
Governor Branstad said today that he's not going to take a stance on this issue of the judges' retention, that he'll leave it to people in their consciences to decide how to vote on this. What is your response to him saying that?
Well, I think my response to that is I am going to take a stand. And I think there's a lot of other people that are going to take a stand. They're going to let their voices be heard. I think every individual is free to respond in a manner in which they choose. So if that's his choice, that's his choice. But we are going to take a stand. We're stepping intentionally into the crosshairs of this battle and of this fight because we believe it is worth fighting, and we believe it is worthwhile winning, not only to restore traditional marriage, but to restore our separation of powers as well.
How do you think that'll affect the governor's election, that stance?
I don't know, and I'm out of that race, so I'm not quite so sure it's fair for me to comment on that.
What role, if any, is the Iowa Family Policy Center going to take?
Right now, Lynn, is this mic off, by the way?
Yeah.
All right, maybe it's out of battery. Maybe it's saying it's hot, guys. When I mentioned in my earlier remarks, we have a lot of individuals from a lot of organizations who are very, very supportive of this initiative. However, quite frankly, I didn't ask them to go to their boards and say, champion this with us. I mean, come on board right away with us. We want everybody to work together here and to do what they can in a manner that they see fit. So I'm assuming that the Iowa Family Policy Center, that this would be in a sweet spot of theirs, but I believe it's also in the sweet spot of the Iowa Christian Alliance, Iowa Right to Life, the Iowa Gun Owners Association, private property individuals, business and industry individuals. I think there's a lot of people who are very concerned about their freedoms being at stake. And I really think, and I said this Friday as well, so I don't mean to be redundant, but what happened in California, where one activist judge tried to overturn the votes of 7 million citizens, I think every citizen in America should be awakened to that. When you have immigration likely to be decided by a Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, when Arizona's governor and legislature decided, that's why I see somebody here from the Minuteman Patriots. I mean, they're individuals from that group is very active in this. This is about a freedom issue, and courts for too long have been taking power that isn't theirs. The legislature makes the law, the executive branch executes the law, and we, the people, get to amend the Constitution. And we're still a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, and that's why you see these individuals out here today.
Is there a danger in making this too complicated, or conversely, do you need to have people who are passionate about immigration, about gun rights, to join this in order to bring together a majority of Iowans?
I think what this campaign will be is it will revel in its simplicity, and because of its simplicity, it will acquire a broad-based coalition. The simplicity is the court stepped out of bounds. 3 judges are up for reattention. You don't have to choose which one you vote no on. Vote no on all 3 of them. And if you're really concerned about your freedom, whether it's your Second Amendment or your First Amendment or your 10th Amendment or the way you educate your kids or private property, anything else, you want to get involved in this effort. And that's why my inbox is full. That's why my emails are unbelievable right now of saying, count me in, I'm with you.
Can you explain how this will actually fix the problem of the courts overstepping their bounds? I understand it'll punish the 3 judges that do it, but how does it fix the problem? It seems like we have a leaky roof, and this is a bucket.
Well, I believe, and I've said this before, Craig, that I believe the grand slam is this. The grand slam, number 1, is for the citizens' voice to be heard this fall and vote these 3 justices off the Supreme Court. I think that's step number 1. Step number 2 is I really like to entertain a conversation again with the governor of Iowa about the rationale behind an executive order to hold an out-of-control court in check. 3 is I think the legislature, especially if we get a Republican legislature, they ought to take a look at reaffirming DOMA without judicial review. If the court's going to overstep their bounds on this thing, maybe you need to hold them in check as we the people. And number 4 is then I think we need to take a look at another way that we appoint Supreme Court justices in the state of Iowa. I think this is a big issue. I think this is one step of maybe a myriad of steps of holding a court in check.
You talked about a grassroots campaign, but are you hoping to raise enough money to go on TV with ads before November?
Lynn, you've been around this long enough. Every politician wants to raise as much money as they can. It's obviously those are the bullets in our chamber. And so we're going to try to raise as much money from as many people as we can to basically fund a dynamic grassroots campaign. And if we can do media, we're going to do media. But we are going to target every dollar in a very strategic manner to be successful on November 2 and getting these 3 justices unseated.
Is your position going to be a paid position?
Everything will be disclosed, as I told Kay at that point. That's a good question. I should ask. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out on a very, very warm day. I believe we're down to 81 days, 82 days until this vote is taking place. We look forward to seeing you as we travel the state and engaging all Iowans for freedom. Thank you so much.